I say that a lot. I'm trying to work on that, but it takes recognition. Right now, I'm just trying to get you guys to recognize the mistakes that we're learning so we can fix it. So I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better, and you're going to do better. We're both going to do better. We're both going to grow. Love it for us. There are so many mistakes that women make when they're starting their fitness journey. So today we're going to talk about a few of those mistakes that we make and how to fix them. The first mistake is avoiding strength training. A lot of times, if you're anything like me, you avoided strength training or you're avoiding strength training because you're afraid of bulking up and looking like a man when you walk around, because obviously men who work out, they're trying to build muscle, they're trying to look big and tough and strong. Well, that's not necessarily true when it comes to us as women. Strength training is important for us to keep the muscle while we're losing the fat. Okay, if we're overdoing cardio and cardio and cardio and cardio and only doing cardio, our muscles will go away. Like, sis, you need muscles in order to keep that structure and that toneness that you are looking for. So a few ways that we can fix this problem is, one, by starting off with like body weight exercises. Okay, so not even adding weight at first for a few reasons, because you may not know the technique, and you don't want to injure yourself by trying to lift heavy and get stronger fast, but you're doing improper form, so you're feeling it at night, you're feeling it in the wrong places, and you're not properly growing the muscles that you want to grow. But once you start, mastering those fundamental movements and with those bodyweight exercises, then the next thing we can do is start adding weight, okay? Adding weight and adding reps and adding resistance bands, giving our muscles a chance to grow and really just challenge them. If you're not feeling the burn, you're not growing anything. So say if I go to the gym and me personally, I've been lifting for a while, but if I go to the gym and I lift 10 pounders and I can just easily knock out 10, no pain, no stress, none of that, and I'm not really feeling the exercise, I'm not really growing. But if I can bump it up to maybe 15 pounds the next week and I start to feel that burn, okay, now my muscles are doing something. So increasing those weights, increasing that resistance can help you build that muscle over time. Another way we can fix avoiding strength training is to follow a structured plan. I myself am a personal trainer, and I've had strength and conditioning coaches in the past as well, where we were doing workout programs for 6 to 8 weeks, even 12 weeks, depending on what we were targeting. So if you don't have an idea, but you're sitting there in the gym, and say today you're working arms this way, and then the next week you're working arms this way, and then the next week you're working arms this way, but you're not like staying consistent with those exercise movements, you're probably not going to see any results that you want to. You have to get used to the process and doing similar movements over and over and over again for a long period of time, while gradually increasing the weight and the resistance in order to actually focus on that muscle and build that muscle. So if I want to work on pull motions, then I will be working that bicep for weeks on end in order to actually grow and build the strength in that bicep. Does that make sense? Perfect. One of the last things we can do to avoid strength training is to start with progressive overload. Okay, so going back to kind of what I was talking about, adding on weights and adding on reps. If we're at an easier level, as we're doing these weights over time, we'll start getting stronger. So you want to increase that as you go. You don't want to just stay on level 1. You want to get to level 1, master it, perfect, get to level 2, master it, perfect, get to level 3, and so on and so forth. Something to always remember when you're strength training too, for my ladies, is to remember that strength training burns fat. The heavier you lift, the more fat you're burning, but you're also burning so much more even after you lifted, but it also boosts your metabolism. The second thing we're going to talk about today is overdoing cardio. I know. You see all these Stairmaster challenges. You see all these running challenges. You see all these high intensity interval training challenges. And don't get me wrong, those are all great things to incorporate within your exercise program. But to only do those things and to do them over and over and over and over and over all day, all day, all day, this day, that day, the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day, like, you're doing too much. And if you overwork your cardio without your strength training, as we just talked about, you'll lead to muscle loss and stalled fat loss. Like, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for if you're focusing only on cardio. Now, don't let anyone tell you don't need cardio, because you do. But you don't want to overdo it with the cardio. So a few things that we can do to fix this problem or this mistake is to limit our cardio sessions to maybe like 2 or 3 times a week instead of like every single day. I've tried it. It's exhausting if you do it every day. You mean you're a grown lady, you're a grown woman, do what you want to do, but take words of wisdom. Don't overtrain cardio. Okay? So keeping it to 2 or 3 days out of the week minimum, to really get that cardio that you need for your workout and your fat loss, but just to give your body a break as well. Another thing I mentioned that you also want to incorporate is your HIIT, which is your high intensity interval training programs, which are like workouts as well. And that's really beneficial for efficient fat burning, okay? The more that you're moving your body around, the more fat you'll be burning. So a lot of those exercises are like full body exercises. So that's good because you want to lose all the fat. Want to highlight that you cannot lose fat in one spot. Spot reducing fat is a myth. It is a lie. It does not work. You're not able to do it. Don't try. It doesn't work. Okay? What are we not going to do? Try to spot reduce fat. Because why? It doesn't work. It's a lie. It's impossible. Can't do it. But yes, the more you move, the more you burn. So you want to get those, they call them HIIT. You want to get those HIIT exercises involved in your workout. The next step we want to do, we already talked about how we want to do cardio 2 or 3 times a week. So just really involving and combining strength training plus your cardio workouts. With your strength training, you want to add that resistance, adding more weight, but also not forgetting about the cardio, because the cardio is more of when you're going to move around more to burn all that fat. Another thing that we can do to fix overdoing cardio is getting the rest and recovery that we need. Ladies, you have to learn how to listen to your body. If your body is telling you you are exhausted from running, or overdoing it on the Stairmaster, or overdoing all these extra cardio things, sis, take a rest, take a break. Listen to your body. Your body can't recover and perform better if you're overworking your body. Okay? It's very, very, very important. We're going to talk about that in the next section. A third common mistake that we as women make when we're trying to start our fitness journey is not eating enough protein, okay? You want to make sure that you're eating your protein so that your muscles can build. So if you go on Google and you search up what protein is, proteins are things like your chicken, your fish, your eggs, your tofu, or any of those things along those lines. But you can go to Google and find recipes with those ingredients, as well as Pinterest. I myself like to go to Pinterest to get my ideas for meals and snacks as well. So the way that protein works is you want to aim for about 0.7 to 1 gram of protein for the pound of body weight that you have. So say if I weigh 160 pounds, I'd multiply that by 0.7 or 1, and I would have to get at least 112 or 160 grams of protein per day in order to hit my protein goals. So do the math with your body weight. See how much protein intake that you need to have every day, in every meal, different kinds of ways, Another way to get your protein intake, if you don't eat chicken, for instance, or you don't like fish, is protein shakes. I'm starting to look into protein shakes just because I know that they're quicker and on the go. You don't have to wait for the chicken to cook and all that stuff. So I'm looking into getting more protein shakes in order to get those extra grams of protein for my meals. A way to also fix getting enough protein is to meal prep. I know some people may not like it. I love meal prep, and I cannot exercise this enough how easy it makes life when you plan ahead where you're going to eat and plan your meals for the week. And a lot of people, they'd be like, oh, well, I don't want to eat the same thing all week, or I don't want to cook this or cook that. But I promise you, you can cook like one meal for 2 days. You can cook another meal for 2 days. But if you cook it all in one day, you don't even have to cook throughout the week multiple times like we don't have the time for. I know I don't have the time to cook every day of the week, twice a week, 3 times a week. But on Sundays, I can go to the grocery store, get what I need, cook it all then, package it away. When I'm walking out of the door, grab my lunch, grab my snack, and head to work. It works, I promise. When you are trying to get more proteins, I want you to make sure you're pairing your proteins with healthy fats and carbs in order to have a nice and balanced meal. Your healthy carbs could be brown rice or oats or sweet potatoes or things of that sort, but your healthy fats can also be, using extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil or coconut oil while you're cooking, getting almonds and chia seeds, and all sorts of things. Again, you can look these up on Google. You can look these up on nutrition pages. I can list a few down below to help you guys out with that. But you just want to make sure you're getting a balanced diet. Nutrition is so important for our fitness journey. It's like 80 to 90% of our fitness journey that's going to help us get the goals that we want to get to. The fourth common mistake that we make starting out with our fitness journeys is only doing ab workouts to lose our belly fat. I don't know about you guys, but I've been doing abs my entire life, and I had never seen any progress whatsoever. Why? Because I thought that crunches was just gonna get it. I've been doing crunches and crunches. Not only was I doing them wrong, but I was only doing crunches. And like we talked about earlier, spot burning fat, it's not possible. Like, you can try it if you want. Again, I've made the mistake for you, so you don't have to. Listen, spot burning fat does not work. It doesn't work. It's impossible. So, things you do want to work on in order to lose that fat is focusing on those full body workouts. This would be your squatting, your deadlifting, your lunges. I have made a video with at least 2 of those 3 exercises. And I can link that here below in the description box. Feel free to go and check that video out and learning, a small little snippet of those squatting and those deadlifting and those lunges, Another way to fix this and losing that fat and losing that weight is, again, to prioritize our strength training and focusing our nutrition in order to burn that fat. You can do all the work you want to in the gym, but if you don't eat right, all of that pretty much goes out of the window. And again, I know this because I've done it. I've been an athlete my entire life, but even though I was moving around my body wasn't being fueled with the proper nutrition in order to see the results that I wanted to see and get the full benefits of my fitness journey. Again, I've been fit pretty much my entire life, but in the most recent years, I've been starting to pay attention to my diet, pay attention to what gives me energy, pay attention to what brings me down and makes me feel kind of sluggish, Donuts is one of my weaknesses, so I haven't touched a donut in a minute, but I'm learning like an apple gives me more energy than a donut does. So just small tweaks, being willing to make the sacrifice for all the hard work that I did. Yes, I may want that donut, but I just spent 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours in the gym last week. I'm not going to waste it on devouring. Because, okay, my issue is I don't just eat one donut. One donut, probably wouldn't hurt me as much. But I could eat 4 to 6 to 12 donuts in one sitting and be okay. And that's not okay. It's not okay. Please don't do it. Don't try it at home. It's not okay. But yeah, so focusing on full body workouts and nutrition and strength training, but we also want to work on core stability. I know for the most part, as women, we want to lose belly fat. I get it. So we want to work on that core stability. Those exercises can be like planks or hanging leg raises or even on the floor leg raises if you're not at the level yet. Always modifying these exercises to the level that your body can handle and progressively overload and get to the points to make exercises more challenging until they become too easy to challenge yourself again. Another way that we can reduce our fat throughout our workouts is to eliminate our stress or reduce our stress. Anything that is causing you stress in your life, I need you to identify what that is, put a name on who or what is causing you stress, and minimize or eliminate all the time that you have around that person, place, or thing. We have to stop allowing people and things to steal our peace. Stress is attached to your mental, is attached to your physical. All of these things are connected. And if you are stressing out, you're probably anxious and eating. But the gym is also a great place for you to get, all those emotions out instead of taking those emotions out on other people. Now, that is one of the only reasons why I like running. I don't like running, but if I have like some pent up emotions and I just need to get them out, I can sprint my hardest to the point where I almost cry because I'm releasing so much. Does that make sense? Perfect. Another way that we can lose weight and focus on burning that fat and losing weight is getting enough rest. Okay, your body sure can run on 5 hours, sure can run on 6 hours. It's close to enough, but it's not enough. You want to try to shoot for 7 to 9 hours of sleep. 7 to 9 hours of sleep is giving your body that rest in order for you to have the energy and just be able to recover from all the hard work that you are doing to prepare you both physically and mentally for these things. And I know it sounds like, oh my gosh, where am I going to find 9 hours of the day to sleep? I know, KJ. Baby, go to sleep early. Go to sleep early. The earlier you go to sleep, the earlier you get to wake up, the more hours you have in the day to get things done. And if you like just legit can't go to sleep late, then find times out of your day where you can take a 10-minute nap here, a 15-minute nap there, a 20-minute nap there, just so that your body can get the rest that it needs, so your overall health, mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health can be on point so that you can be an effective you. If you made it this far to the video, obviously you're hearing some things that, are kind of hitting you across the head or stepping on your toes, and that's good. That's bringing value. I really want to bring you guys value and help you in your fitness journey. So before we get to the fifth and final common mistake that women make when starting their fitness journey, go ahead, hit that like button, leave a comment of something that you're struggling with in your fitness journey so we can sit here and talk about it, as well as subscribe for more. I have more videos coming out for you guys very, very soon. Don't want to miss. So go ahead and subscribe. Okay, the fifth and final common mistake that we as women make when we are starting our fitness journey is, again, ignoring recovery and sleep. Trading hard day in and day out, but not giving your body the time to recover, it's not going to cut it, sis. You're going to overload yourself. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to burn out. So a few things in order to fix this is to prioritize your sleep. I've used the word prioritize a lot, and I know you know what it means, but let's talk about what prioritizing means. Prioritizing means you have a list of things, and whatever means the most to you is at the top of this list. So what do we need to do with sleep? Prioritize it. So does sleep need to be down here on our list? No. Sleep, rest, and recovery needs to be at the top of our list. Top 5 at least, at minimum. Okay? So prioritizing our sleep, right? So calming down before we go to sleep, not just focusing on a big screen or scrolling on a screen or keeping something in our face, keeping us up late at night, causing us to lose sleep. We need to try to get more sleep. Okay? As well as while we're getting into our strength training and our resistance training journey, as well as cardio, we also want to have that time where we take 1 to 2 days a week where we're taking a rest, allowing the muscles that you just worked on to recover and build up with that protein that you are eating in your diet every day. Go you, go you, go you. Yes, but you want to give your body time to rest. Have you ever taken a really, really, really long sleep and then you woke up fully energized and ready to go? Imagine that with your muscles. Your muscles are working and working and working, and then you give them a chance to breathe and regroup and build up. Next thing you know, they're going to be ready to go right back at it that next day. Does that make sense? Another thing we want to focus on when we are trying to not ignore our recovery and not ignore our sleep is to get an active recovery workout in. So that's things like stretching or walking. Me personally, I love to walk. I do want to start getting into more stretching, more mobility and flexibility. But as of right now, something that I love to do that really calms me down and centers me again is to go for a walk. Okay? One of your cardio days can be a walk, an incline walk at that, where you're still burning fat and you're still moving your body, but you're not overworking your body to where you're tearing down rather than building back up. Does that make sense? Okay. I know I say that a lot. I'm trying to work on that, but it takes recognition. Right now, I'm just trying to get you guys to recognize the mistakes that we're learning so we can fix it. So I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better, and you're going to do better. We're both going to do better. We're both going to grow. Love it for us. The next thing we want to do while prioritizing our sleep and recovery is to stay and get hydrated. If you are hydrated, you don't have to get hydrated. So let's work on being, maintaining, and staying hydrated and getting enough nutrients for our body so that we don't have to get there and it's too late, you know? In the famous words of my coworker, hydrate or dehydrate. She's a good one. That's good. That's really good. Especially here in the heat of Texas. It's about to be summertime. I want to make sure I'm getting hydrated because it gets, I don't know, Texas is just its own little world where it just goes blazing hot, freezing cold, rainy, but blazing hot again, and then rainy again, all in the same day. And it's just like, I don't know what to wear today. But yeah, hydrate or dehydrate. Make sure you're getting enough water. Make sure you're eating and nourishing your body in order to continue on, pushing on, and doing what's next. Awesome. The last thing and the last little fix that I want you guys to focus on when you are starting your strength training journey, your weight loss journey, your fitness journey, is to never ignore your body. Okay, if you feel a pain in your body, if your shoulder is aching, if your knee is firing pain, if your ankle feels tweaked, listen to your body. Never ignore your pain. Pain is your body telling you that something is not right. Okay, there's a difference between sore and actual no, I need to go get this checked out pain. Okay, I promise you'll know the difference. Sore, you may not be able to walk a little bit, might be a little tough to walk, but if you stretch that out, move that around, that'll be fine. But say you go running and you tweak your ankle, take a rest. You want to make sure you're resting and recovering so that you don't damage yourself even more. And I don't mean a day of recovery or 2 days of rest. I mean if you really injure yourself, making sure you're taking maybe up to weeks on end of rest and rebuilding that strength back up in order to go back to doing the exercises that you were doing at full capacity. The last thing you want to do is, I'm just going to push through it and it'll be better, and then you injure yourself for real and have to have a surgery or something. Don't want you to do that. Make sure you're listening to your body. Don't ignore your pain. Get the rest and recovery that you need. Get the sleep that you need. Get the nutrients that you need. Fixing all these mistakes will help you build strength, burn fat, and feel your best. If you guys are interested in getting a personalized strength training program, feel free to leave a comment below. I am a personal trainer and I specialize in making specific training programs for my clients. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, shoot me a DM. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. Let's get interactive. Don't forget to join our Discord where we communicate, share nutrition facts, share fitness facts and tips, as well as just have a community of people who are ready to move to the next level, get active, and grow and learn together. So that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one.